And we have a really packed show. And you call the Parliament of Ghana, the Interior Minister, Eco Parliament, and na wakoye promises be ewo ho. You be kwa kutie in seminemu the womb intimation in so my. Yɛde aseda ɛma aboafoɔ yɛwɔ kpɔn affordable housing project Agbeve Herbal Center Amponsa Ifa Pharmaceuticals Obapa Company Limited Duraplast or say where Duraplast goes water flows Leomatrona a trusted anti-malarial for the family EcoBank Ghana Vodafone Prostate 60 a healthy prostate a healthy life yɛwɔ JL Dankwa Mr. All Property ZPay there is freedom and no wahala Don Marcus Travel and Tours and a Consolidated Bank of Ghana, CBG, Korean Ginseng Tea, Nails and Locks, Rockstars Roofing, Hepa Plus Mixture, Emma Pomodeyampa, Franco Trading Enterprise, Phone Papa Pafie, Seahorse Engine Oil, Global Lighten, Tabia Herbal, TCL The Creative Life, and a Blue Crest University College. And you make a boy made Ekosiisen in Bremo and no. Wadrin Trab, Money Saudi Brain 0546 382 287 0546 382 287. And then you have to say, Interior Minister called Parliament, Wakosha Bosse, a buying beshe provided security at the among members of Parliament. And to him say, a dear Bakwa MPs are calling for. Say, Yema Article 71 office holders, almost all of them, Yema on security protection, save MPs. Abednego Asante Asiedu, a parliamentary correspondent, me and Ninkomo, Abednego Akwaba na pom to saying. Great. Super. Nyamia don't be ekoye. Ya to say an interior minister eba parliament and okre. In some men or the betuja.
Usha minister now Bobby P Abigafano and so was only Abigafuni dear near in camera say Oma Maho Kwama essential for Ansamobi. Naso also for any parliament in Bonifor the Comoria Uriana and some of Babaka Chabigafono or Obesia yes and for no Becatio and the morning she share a buying a 2 MP some security or Macahuasa Macacano. Now Obi Usha Nikasa on your Casaya, or the for Ambuzeri. As some of their Tuga and area and say, Sabri they are buying IE and to say, I got to say, or the air police from Makuma 200 or move deploy my parliament. MPs are Sabri only deputy ministers, and I say only ministerial portfolio, and I say only leadership. Sabri, I guess it's 200 MP police officers. I dare say I buy every deployment number. Each member of parliament on be do much I am as a bodyguard that say, but we be on the Cobiano. The body be on the Bia, on money biddy. And see, as some of the young for Ambuzeri, but can now be. I think a talk found when they say, who can stand to share here? I just say a temporary arrangement. Ekosiisen 2020 about one, you're between in a say, what's what body in area. And 24% chance, no more I review now.
Okay.
Now, almost I am for. Then our judges and after the 71 holders, then our boss on my proper arrangement. And number here say police beg by the MPDFA, the properties will be or be a little call on bear and a ship, book by paper, about what's not in a chip, but we could be a police officer about a bit in a chip. I want to do my DBA with him. There's no money at the whole year, there's a share a buy IE. Now, we should break down now. 200 police officers now. I just members of Makuma 69. Be a deputy minister and after a BC minister. And after 6 members, so also leadership. Sadly, the police arrangement, no more enjoy the data. If 200 members of parliament, no more beer. Sadly, for the fire, say, conclude PPR, Sadly, the police officers, somebody Babama, Abigail for anybody of the Kubiar.
Okay. Into weighing information in the Interior Minister at the Parliament. What it means, let's say 200 police officers into MPs or mononya ministers or mononya deputy minister or mononya members of leadership. No, he see will be a benya one policeman to him or herself.
Baby,
all could be on nebeko. Into when a temporal arrangement from now till see a better baby.
From Esa, according to Interior Minister Ora Rosary, and for the Betanasi, no my to share part as another a very permanent arrangement. There's a member of parliament here to Obama Obama security, a ball of fear home pine after Zoom Namusaba, who's on the side of which now you might know. Yeah, if it's a fact of ocean explanation of the man. MP Juma within a prepare to say judges, then I'm taking the decision or Mutimi Emma judgment. So think of the fear today and people and I say the or Castle MP said you'll be about the cast and bill of law. If you're not a man, you'll be there. See, on Namokrana be a month for I target and I say a month for any officers anti share where I dare say about born MP some Juma.
Okay, into the news, I found out what video ato ha information I can we say the Interior Minister Eco Parliament and then or the Aquato Parliament name say Abaya Jiatum say they should make available 200 police officers. Na MPs or munye ministers and as a deputy minister and as a part of leadership in parliament, no, ubia ebenya one police officer designated to him or her. A temporary arrangement from now till see a better abewie. Na ye to abani we are they are buying any leadership of parliament bet nas no mama na ye oma formalize arrangement not just a free next parliament no air corner there MPBA ibenya onoa the police officer enye police officer ono ne bet na ne car mu ne nakọ baby ni fie nso police officer be guard was anete
Obi next any day na say go for na camp to see any day they say police officer no best serve as bodyguard that is babia MPD be ko bia no yeah,
that's for the temporary arrangements here.
Yeah.
Now me can say omo finalize BBI no dey omo fie nso benya police officers ana.
Me pacha omo finalize BBI we omo fie so benya police protection atese. Obeti ma bo mo japade ne omo busa fo na so kubai.
Na me pacho minister ne the parliamentary press corps ni di nkomo no munya kwan busa no say ye hwe Omeyemu ye police to citizen ratio and kasa ye share that meaty world average yet. Still, and we need more policemen to take care of even the close to 30 million population. Now, and no sanon sono or more yen the police for now and so ye be me free mo to give them to MPs and we may be dedicated. And ya do bet my BBU. Or more yen are there plans to recruit more police officers and all of that. Mubusai.
Yeah, they beside na for no share as I can say. Sabi ya no guso e ka say abai guso a omo yan say police officers na omo betimi bi aka ho na omo so do ma ho den ababe boa officers na omo operation mo de dada nti what the assurance amagana for say abai airborne ho den say officers be bi a also mo fa omo betimi di juma omo betimi afom no mo nyina adi juma na peso so obi o kan say akwai say ebi mu so complain say quote unquote according to institute we na say bi so a shega na pu nya bo say aban eguso ebo bi ahoban ma mo bi ayam hihye no obi bia oye biara so ne ye wade na ya say police officers o mo go kroma na say aban afom no o mo so a o mebo eye obi bia ahoban a ma obi ayam hihye na say no obi ahwe so no ni juma pepepe nti obi ade so ma assurance say aban ni police for no o mebo obi bia ahoban ai ma obi bia ayam hihye.
Wow. Okay. Ma yenka etiefo amotie yen se ene on Facebook no minister ene centrofo ni di nkomo call parliament flanked by parliamentary leadership do be hu ni nyina afei nso Honorable Member of Parliament, nipa bɔnefoɔ bi ekɔbɔ ne tuo eku no ɛwɔ Mfantseman constituency manke seem to be precise no ne fie time aban mu mpanyinfoɔ kɔɔ hɔ ne ade ye show be hu ne yere ɛne ne mma a ɔmu esu ɛne ade be hu all those footages no ɛwɔ Facebook live de kɔ Facebook sisi a wobetimi ehu already no me kai sɛ na wutie time president de call fie wutie voice na nipa ne bi ka almost that no wife no vote inti just a bi mo start a push for say MP ne yere no omra me take over now on contest on the ticket of the NPP. And you will see how that one would pan out. That is and also yakwa could follow trend be and I bet nego ona parliament there seem to be a trend say sitting MPs are wabashre one kwa in the run up to elections no mostly or more uranum na step in a contest is our trend no obvious meboa
obvious now sabe mo de olo asoto to for mo yen get say party poniponi bisu yen hye dem mo ebi ti say ononyafo ajakon a nane yo
Asempa FM
enna ehu say ye ma me Lydia Alhassan party ponifo emane baba contest here na uyi enu dan chance so a NDC omo parliamentary candidate ba kon ewo shai osudeku ye ma me obinewa no so ni ku so fi musa ponifo ye nhihye ya omo ne baba ye nti
and I remember oklu so
yeah
okay oklu
yeah because oklu
yeah onunsu through an accident na yere step in. I think that was no ye the only your friend is saying former national service executive director no ejina ye no
yeah
yes Pesa White on Pesa White ejina ye no yeah
Nick Pesa White on kwade obi na onyam be member of parliament but now over in the process na Pesa Manfo to
Abama no okay
yeah.
on no ni house yeah but he was the parliamentary candidate at the time and no
yeah
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Amanfo e ka say ka party ponifo de man yere na e man e to aba no won so a bi mi se ka beboa e bi mi se o mo hwe amanfo a o me competent na ka ponifo fa sa di very man na o mo timi to aba man na o timi na MP ticket so December abato enti obi aye mu enti whether say o be de be man yere na mana ababa be si ni kro na mo ha ana say o be chi so bu foforo e bu so atwen mo e hwe she said that MPP 24 Mfantseman constituency no.
Okay. My nasi Abednego bibia ni a besia ba bedi nkomo bio. Why? Yeah, that's a Abednego Asante Asiedu parliamentary correspondent na moten kan Ekosiisen so ni high Asempa 94.7 FM. The videos no will still be rolling more share on Facebook live no mo betumi when the president visited the family ministers nibi nso akọ colleague MPs nibi akọ the NPP national leadership akọ the regional leadership akọ and MP ne yere utwa ajajo esewani ense will catch a very depressing footage is coming through from Mfantseman constituency. By a how that will pan out. Say omo ayeka say no wife no vote. You better how that one will also pan out. But this one says, okay, and this is information I mean, very interesting information to the effect that the party, the NPP, and you would hear it here first, I settle on the wife of the former MP, the Ophelia Hayford. Party, and I have information say the party sent a letter to the EC yesterday, ENRA, to invoke section 13.4 of CI 127 to allow a 10-day extension of the nomination period, within which period the party would file her. You are hearing it here first. So, Mfantseman constituency, the NPP, barring any last-minute changes, now has settled on the wife of the slain MP, Ophelia Hayford. Party at the letter kwa electoral commission dada say nomination period aba awie no is no emma on extension pursuant to Section 13.4 of CI 127. Now, is no Emma on 10 days, within which period a party never file the name of Ophelia Hayford. Ophelia Hayford, any MP na year. Enti mu amopese mu hu MP na year no. Production team na ya de the picture ato Facebook sisi a MP na year, Madam Ophelia Hayford. Enti uko Facebook sisi a ube hu no. Ne hu twa mom. Yeah, ne hu twa. We so hwa ni mfie ni share dan ko ani bebre. I should think she should be under 40. Yeah. Domi, una utimi hwe ema yen age. O hwe maame nanim obedi be say. 35 on. She should be under 40. Inti say oba ebe hwe Facebook ube hu maame nanim ne ho etwa papa. And the news is that and excuse me, the New Patriotic Party has settled on Ophelia Hayford as the successor to the slain MP for Mfantseman constituency. And na Kofi Ajay eko Mfantseman time omampanyin eko sra ebusua no. Omo ana chante no wife, no vote. Na Kofi Ajay ejina hobi. But let me also say, MP ne yere Ophelia Hayford the in phone ato Facebook no. Say okokokosha or assistant superintendent of police. And was or assistant superintendent of police. And I can say on authority says she is written to resign from the Ghana police. She's actually written to resign from the Ghana police to take over the new role. In the end, the party NPP has settled on her, Ophelia Hayford, as the successor to the MP. But they can so much to the Electoral Commission to invoke Section 13.4 of CI 127 to allow a 10-day extension of the nomination period. Now, they are filing Madam Ophelia Hayford. And for more, Section 13.4 of CI 127, the Awahono Inye. Enti ekase where at the close of nominations but before the election one of the candidates dies, a further period of 10 days shall be allowed for nominations. In the TNA, where at the close of nominations but before the election one of the candidates dies, a further period of 10 days shall be allowed for nominations. Inti this provision in CI 127 no ena NPP invoke in their letter to the Electoral Commission say omoma kwan 10 days extension na omuntimi mfa enfile Madam Ophelia Hayford din as successor to the slain MP from Mfantseman constituency. Ophelia Hayford no eye MP no eyere. And that's where we are. That's the information we are gathering from our sources within the New Patriotic Party. Kofi Ajay, akwaba na saying.
Obi, mejoso.
Enti now on Mfantseman, how loud was the voice of Omo pe MP ne yere say on take you over from the Member of Parliament? Na Omo ye loud sir.
Obi, anya otie amamfo na fiti dana nkasa MP ne wuye no. Oto na dana is ne happy na. And coordinators are MPP among your Kuruni was the MPP among your Kuno or more coordinators and a police station executives in Yano and almost started our agenda as the MP with the and immediate send Jamateja could and prepare it's as the choir of Panapas Wunu and all of Papa Su and the Bayans who are the same thing. And I want you know, Papa no who I know was a Irinosuba constituency, do or MP, the Nikuna MP, and so my minister and the Bino, Pepper Pen and Nuquint here, and Janet Yadia, so Bana, Madia, and Yadia, Umberto Abanokra, and the Fitidadi now, Sopo Government Hospital, and almost started crusade, and the end of President Bayano, President Baya or Church now, or started or Casa now, and almost started. No wife, no boot, no wife, no boot. Now, first, and yet, dear, and a man, Jim, Nako, my brother, you know, when they Kojani to the answer. Now, to me, so with the two, and then you brew which I said, se jabi ti ase dia se maame papa na wudi a yemfa na yire no endi ade na ontu emeje manto no na ontu nidi wo mpanto se juma ni ku ye no omugiri se maame ne ba obetimi atoa sa nyima pa na ne ku no ye no se den ya ni ku no development bi a wo ye bia no ono oba na besusu ho o mi pese me ye we nti oba ne be wo first hand information as or ideas development and nikun another developmental project nikun and internet dia president o make sure say o mo biamba na wo ga njire jombodu ne mpeni for chema for the blame nya say ne yire na ano mo peno sa oba na amanfo oba na amadia na so mkofa bi nipa ofro bia abadia enya dia ombeto abana kura na nya de o ma abato no to timi abaso kura enti chantene de obi na anu o siye pa se de o hebo stadium amanfo chantene save pe na chantene pia na to the speed moving room and enya party for no kwa even amanfo na we kuru mo nya no Mfantseman constituency nya no uti ta sam na ba na how bia ko villages ni nyina ne mankasim kuru na kasa aye municipal we na kasa na hoye district capital na municipal capital na ade atimi se nipa do na ana prese papa na wudi a na yire emergency so chese na yire su ana ne ban de o na bitimi handle manfo a wo mankasim se omobe nipa obetimi afere atire obe onu oti omo asamase oti omu suase oti omo kasase enti se papa no eni wodi alati oba na na omo peno
yeah but Kofi Oko constituency and of course medical the breaking news no atudwa ebia afi no bi ne the fidie atoha and the breaking news no at least from our sources within the NPP and say NPP are settled on the wife of the slain MP Mamini din Ophelia Hayford Kofi Sanete great. In Ophelia Hayford, and NPP are settled on Nikunu any MP na Nipaboni for Ekokun. In the party, no, at the letter Kwakoma Electoral Commission. Say Electoral Commission, Emma 10 days extension to nomination period and aba a year. And Omu invoke section 13.4 of CI 127. Say is in Inshema on 10 days extension. No multi fan file mamino edin. The sources say catcher and so when they say mamino or your assistant superintendent of police in the end watro officially Aqua Ghana Police Service or resigning from the Ghana Police Service. And that letter now has gotten to the Ghana Police Service and mamino resign to pave way for her contesting, as parliamentary candidate for the NPP in the constituency. But Kofi Uko constituency is yes, Nikunu MP but is the woman that known go for him no or you politically active because you say or you police ni on to me and active partisan politics. But how active is she as far as politics in Mfantseman is concerned? Unim.
Yeah, mameno, baby, especially because of say police edumano. Normally, do na ye Monday to Friday, na weekend. Na amount for entire enko jana sempeni for no sit down ko edumani ntino. Constituency ni the weekend bia na say weekend bia bema no constituency bia no wonu oba no enenam na baby obeko bia no bi okodo to do iye bia obeko bia no oba no ko bi ase told them bia wo constituency ni mu a vibrant bia no kwa wone ne yire na eko enti amasa su ene ban no ewo ne mu a obetumi aye so the amount for ne ka no ejede ma meno so hu anu asate a wosere se de ni policy na ni kunu zo nya hu anu asate na wosere enti omugidi se ma meno osa esu ene ban no esa se go ni sa su ni ban na aga obi ni nya shompo se party for na grab start e call for say yen for ban na ana so ban na no mu hia no emema be bro party nim esa so mo ye primary school na nso no omo che se papa no su ene ne ban na hwe ma meno ene ni su ni ban pepe we no mistake bi enti ma mene de our grounds on kasa ni din no our grounds and na hwe se do sitie na seven ho fe so pa enti ama man for na feel no and omo ya da no enti we no de otu de ade omo chofu na to nkwam enti omo de ma mene de otu se taba no omo de batisi ya na te to aba yenya electoral committee de ba hwe de am for entem omo kafa ni kunu kafa ma mene no dia utu ze dia willing say omo support ma mene ama watimi abelidi ekuna watimi abedi ntunim our party nim enti okay ma mene dia obi our grounds pa and from the one papa no to ho na and almost started to party within the party, you know, almost per Mamenasem, and within Mfantseman municipality, Nankasankasan, almost per Mamenasem, program beyond Bukubiana, Papano Qua, one in a year, especially weekend programs, and yeah, on the boys and Papanos, and no police and also resign and wait for my Kakra, and some all to come up with the master and Sana was about or buy out Betina, and Papa and now the police to buy a winning, said the city party, the sea, a cranny party, the city Pakasano. South Subano, Papanimu, and Oma minimum. And the idea amount for Dudonana, which means or Magina to me, not with the Tamano Cano. Not with the president, do a blue to say yes, heat and wash it. And the Speaker of Parliament is so by after President no Speaker of Parliament so by. The same song now and no more to Speaker Catalina, Mamena Mayan to Abalu, Mamena Mentum, Mamena to Ukraine will soon there. Now so chanting none amount for air chant to say Mamena and Pamenti. Obi, I know one was a party, no, amount for the amount for a canon. I don't know how to because we'll be safe in the month and I'm a day and why I will lose. And the amount for can give it a no and a party one penny for their party in Juma. It's not like Japan or Japan in a buy. I was on the central with not my MP Ramon, MP Nina. That also by the same song when I said, and Benin Biano. Manano be at 20. I demand I MP upon the buy him. Opening his own so being so. Song for conducting emergency primary. But we know, and now the party bono, delegates bono, now coordinators, and now the police station executives, party executives now, almost support to Papani and Dona, Mamma and Obi, and young one was a party letting me Afam, okay. Of course, we need developmental project of Apania, almost as a Mamma and Nimba looking document. And the private contract to be a bit lady, only between whom be an anything and command would be only between your position agenda. I'm a developmental project, Papan Air, what in your container of Brother. Afina or cover a bit developmental project.
Okay, but Kofi Unim say in that constituency and China primaries a course so. Nana yenim say primaries ni nipa mienu na ejina entie MP sebi wenya ne baby ko na nipa o contesting no Kosa Brown. Say what is that you know?
Yeah, Kosa Brown, yeah.
Na ono so ne din no making waves in the constituency na.
Oh yes, Papa no that day na dey na man first start Kosa Brown 2020 MPP normal start share on Facebook on social media but we party for na do na was we party executives na do na America 90% no support MP no and the ba say no na say ya dia betimi ya ba say omo ko phone ko bia ednaba and omo hwe sa line na say maame na no mo tin ba Kosa Brown no dey yes ono so contest but within the party name MP no ni kedo si party executive ni kita odietie ana hwe maame no so kita odie on party executive say okọ their party executive on ko na say police state executive so ko wa ni omu kita odie no eno na ma party for ni na say sana tie dia yem fa ba maame no emra and we betimi agi seat no na MPP everything seat for the second time.
Okay, Kofi maame na se ba Jackson fa maame ne picture ne san eto so bio enti for more am share on Facebook no as we've said earlier, and you are hearing it here first, say the new patriotic party has settled on Madam Ophelia Hayford. In his original picture, you more than ma and said the kind akano, Madam Ophelia Hayford, a assistant superintendent of police into a ASP. Ophelia Hayford, Nikunu any MP wenya ne baby echo. From the information I mean, Sa Ekano, she holds an LLB and or master's degree and so as well. And she has an educational background that she seems to be well grounded. Or no, and a party no settle on say obey successor to the slain MP when you're the baby because the party they can't track on my easy that so I'm up extension no matter me and nominate a file my meaning a day a come I mean so actually to come Ghana Police Service or resign from the Ghana Police Service as an assistant superintendent of police no to me ako contesting ma me no ne ma oba ba ko ne bema e ba ko that's what you have. It is a share on Facebook Live. Ubehu Mameno enim ewo eho. Said the Kofi Akano nehu etwa mumudia, but to become MP no go beyond say wo twa na say wo intwa. But Kofi my nase na yenhwe how this will play out. But at least information na yensa can be authoritative inti we can go with it for now. So no need the MP before I settle on. Kofi ye da se bibia ni a ye besan so edin komobio. Why? Great. Kofi J, one of our correspondents in the central region, on cover, free Mfantseman, Airbus, Wedru, Winneba, through to Kaswa. He covers that stretch for us. And any time I issue in the central region, beyond na yes, so many more could at the MIA. Kofi J and Amoten, can Ekosiisen ne higher semper 94.7. FM and here the information no abremo in the motion and so emfa MIA. One other info so ayensa eka ewa ha me de betudwa ama mosisia, but yeah ka say one other parliamentary candidate ababeka yensa e wo studio ha enti mo amunim central region ye no say Free Cape Coast udru your friend say Agri Memorial Zion Senior High School na wo ba wani mu be wura Mori at the airban, a whole under the constituency. In fact, one interesting thing, and it's driving from Mfantseman down, Ubeba and clearly Mfantseman constituency so papa because Utemeba na we ra abras ebu kwa Mankesimo. Some part Mfantseman, some part a bit confusing. But Honorable Felix Kwachio for Su Ababe Cancer studio ha Obeboa Amayedi and discussion segment no etumi at the Abremo. On also a free central region contesting on the ticket of the NDC in the central region. Abra Asebu Kwaman Kese. Honorable Akwaba na pom to say.
Oh yeah, Obi.
Bibi Aboko a form ye.
Oh nyame adom from Boko. Ye toto ye niam yi na ye hwe no mu se Yankopon beto nsupegu so na abato obre no nkunimdie abeye yan papa John Dramani Mahamadia na ebi so ayamedia wa abrase bu kwa mankese na ye gina saa akwanya ne tumi a Ghana fo ede be hye yensa no aye adwumason ede aboa oman mpuntu ene omanfo a da wa Ghana ha no ene abrase bu kwa mankese
Meaning, sir, as somebody who is aspiring to go to Parliament, who follow some of these issues, and of course, now in my intro, sir, there seemed to be a trend developing, sir. As a member of Parliament, and we've seen that trend in both major political parties. Now, as a sympathy voting, in a year in stepping in, and all of that, for a lover of democracy, is this something you would want to encourage?
No crany edikano mamema ebusiafo a ahwe omodisi ye MP no yako no crany se na wuchire mu no constituency na be medium
yeah
nti se wo fi Agri Memorial na wo ba yamransa wo pa mo region ho a am say about 50 meters from the junction we hu ne billboard kakra na ice so wo fa yamransa na fa left so a akopem kwabonansa so be hu se ne billboards
okay
e wo ho so wo fa yamransa to Mfantseman kwan so ne billboards na nti e da na asem ni si ye na say si kwesi adam boa am say na me nda no me fa ho e na bank kan nti ye kona me ne me driver kra me driver do ni Mfantseman yi pa nti na me ne ko edi nkomo na ye ka se ne ho atini ade nti no kwen asem no esi anopa no me da sorry ya me hu asem esi no ebomi hu kakra epusu mi na me say onipa enu ankwa na ye hu ne billboard na ye di ne ho nkomo na asem etisa ato na e ya hosem it's a terrible tragedy na wo hwe kwan ya asem no e fa so si ye na e ha dream bebre ya asefim pa se bibi etisa no etumi ba in fact say wo fi Cape Coast back na wo fi akra ko Cape Coast won say aposifo ados wo kwan so pa last go na me kra me di hu ebobo say wem say omo ya ados do but wo hwe mu ya papa no mu a ya ye die ntina omo di dwuma etisa na me say ne akoba no na kire say ese omo tre omo ntaba ni mu na akwan ya yen say da anya akwantempo anya major highways so omo form ni enkodi isi say ya campaign die say ne nante ne tie ntina eto da anadu desuom na wonam enya saa nkro no dos oba ye kesi ayo 265 communities say wuchi ni nyina it wo sha ase anopa sometimes one day my friend na wo ba you have no option that why nya ne say nya de a afekra betumi e de akom esi nti enye den ya I mean obenante anadwo nti se obenante anadwo na sense mo etesa ne si a ha adwen kakra nti ehu hia se bambo edwumafo no omemo mo hum no so no ma ye hyehyeye a ebeboa enye se bia parliamentarians and politicians and government officials Ghana for nyina asem we betumi ato bi efa maybe ya na sen report bi says a reporter bi so bi so also armed robbery case bi ato no nti honestly ya agensem the security of the country no wo hwe ensem we koso sisi ana untumi nka se edimu so something has to be done. There's clearly a shortfall in the provision of security abanya so the MPP for so we share on manifesto momo boy ano but they gave a specific promise say bambo seem to be a course so sabre 2016 no na ye NDC abana so di into almost so omo di tumu say o masudi say omo ba omo hwema bambo nhye no edimu nti say seem to be course sisi a it is their responsibility. They cannot shirk responsibility until they must take responsibility and tell us clearly omo nkanchire say anamontu o metu dia so o ha nanu ni anu ni nkomodi a mesusu say Ghana for hwe ni mu na meba
one of the responses as far as MPs are concerned and it's the interior minister called parliament it was an in-camera meeting anyway but on the ato parliament and him say aban approve say 200 police officers should be made available to certain members of parliament omuni personal bodyguards inti omo ministers and deputies you know say abaya provided biama on dada and a leadership of parliament so nya one day but they've made available 200 police officers say MPs are akana omo no enibi no obia benya policeman bako and there's a temporary arrangement from now till say ebeto abewie ye to abani we abaya giatum said they would sit with parliament and finalize BB and afi omo baba be formal in the MPBR would get protection. Bako obey your bodyguard and the bako obey guard will fee.
Well, I begin say, no concern. I mean, Sebi, Ejuma ye no. It comes with risks. We are MP. What shemra? What sorry kasa? The mount peswa for what can somewhere far or manu. And she saying in the council. Assembly or can and yet will there. There may be an interest group beer. Asama wakano and yenede. Ebia. Mfantseman say bill be by parliament. Na on the basis of principle and I say assembly a wuni munti. So we sorry na utie mu a. Obi a bia owo interest or whatever was no enye ne de. Ebia na the person is in a position to harm you.
Yeah.
Because as you say wetia
ne nan
so bibia nka obenya mu mfaso no we si ho kwan. It you can become a target. Ena nkomodi a edie no so anya obi a se bia ha yetia ya kasa ekura anya obi a na kasa ye kana be ne de. Obi be fa ho tan. In fact, me one day cry me obi betro on Facebook when I anecdote. Obi betro on Facebook say last be won say me na makra mo na esan medwumedi amedi na me hu ye na hipa nka bibi ntinka obeto ahye me so. Yes, what control on Facebook. Yes, it's true. No kra woman say ebi so shiawa even MPP for komu shiawa mo je so they engage oh ebi am na onya adwe but me pe wasem kwan ofa so do dwuma no so many. Nti I think say omo etesa no do so bebre.
Yeah.
But they are friend elements. So bi wa say bi o adwen dan itirim na enye papa. Nti say waka bibia ene the party hyehyɛ no ebo ebra nti ne buefu afa ahotan. Nti obetumi ayo bibi. Nti being in the public space no exposes you to danger. But of course obey ne den say wo koso ye ususu say ade a wo ye no ade a odi akomapa ene ti papa na ye a menyi ni say wusuro. Inti say yema MP's bodyguard menyi ni say bibia we call other jurisdictions it happens. Inti I'm not to post na emom man nkwaye say etitiriwo ne nipa ewodin wo Ghana ha no pe no e na mo ba mo hyehyɛ ne de aban ebɛhyɛ mokina ɛse ye hyehyɛ ya ɛboa obiara. Inti ye ka say ye de 200 policemen akoma MPs no ye hwɛ animu say aban so ba be ka say bia esign armed robbery ne bone ne ewudie basa e koso nti no
ye fa police fo bi aka ho
ba ko mienu miensa we a ye de so a ne bia ye fa police fo bi aka ho e bia ye mom aka de ne bi aka ho e bia ye yesei e bia ye install cameras e yesei se de be ya ba mo hihye no be de me gidi se ye ne sa na amanfo no mbumfu sans obi ani wa o chief asempa ko no nti se ye ne sa de I think said there should be no problem but maybe on the choice of candidates I understand the sensitivity. But yes, here, say Okunafo no wahwe no kunu. E ade e pa de busuafo mu di yaw. Constituency so I am hihie areho aba. Asempa FM. To na wo kan asem na wan kyerɛ mu yi na obi agyewa no esi bone se bia wo kasetia. Ba me mo misusu se say both parties. Yama democracy. Yama kebima min kebi no eye adwuma at all times and at all levels. Afei so me gidi say meritocracy. Se nipa osefata se ye di bia hye ne nsa no ene se de hye ne nsa. Se ne be ya ayawudie bi ma. Fadma say. Se obi free mu na ne yire no so ye active member of a political party. Watch the mobre. Our solid track record. She's in good standing. No so betumi na say operate legitimately. Say bia ya prime minister to because of asemacy. Na say odi nkuduma. Fair enough. Fair. When anya we this MPP as because they see in both parties. By ko ba say bio oye ne ho kafo nti na yes na. It can create difficulties for the party because there are others who make us say your friend saying your prime minister na say ena impenifo bi ne time na obi eto so mienu nti anya kra na at least kan ensam miemu biom even if it is limited kra ye miemu ne ma omom susu se o metumi aye adwuma no contest na party for no susu and decide say we ne pe no se okunafo no susu se ono so okere ne ho hwe na oye party ni mapa na bakwasam chese waboa na obetumi gina no so gina bi ne etoma na I don't have a difficulty with it but se wo ko hampeke sa na it can create difficulties. I don't know to what extent them before no meji atum but omo na enyom nkro no omo bo memom de meti ekire
but what your reporter now say impanyefo akoho nyina no they are met with a chance say
you see no you can make a decision based on chance. Sometimes the chance can be organized because they are maybe as one make say many amesa ni be the chance can be organized into call Mfantseman na say nipa trend do be twehye anu nyina ka say no wife no vote and no kire say delegates e wo MPP wo Mfantseman nyina no for so the only way you betumi hu no is to allow for a contest, a fair contest other interested parties so can take part. It is a way and not the chance translate into votes for Okunafo no fair enough one we didn't in a fair transparent manner but say abinisho insha se na no we ye ebinum free mu na ka say san say bia because America kra wo mu to the by away is emra na say 10 days I think you can organize a primary in 10 days for one constituency. You can organize even for 50 constituencies. If you are a serious party you be able to organize it quickly enye bibia say chile but Mrs. say abotoye mo beba na bibia adwo our constituencies san sem ne simu na I think say a democratic route is better since say you be rely on sympathy. Of course, some I understand fully. But handpicking is also part of the process. I don't know where Dr. Beda someone or can say consensus building is the best form of democracy. Yeah. But most likely handpicking will not be met with approval of all relevant stakeholders. See a contest no bidding kunumu di obi adi to mo say and nyina my level playing field na made nkuku. Everybody is more likely to accept that arrangement saying handpicking. ABS and this mother in the BSC MPP. But I'm saying, say, going forward now, we should review the way we do these things. Saying, we'll have fairness. Even in spite of the tragedy, we can still have a fair process. But I don't have anything against Obia Ususe. But I think they should go through some process to ensure, say, they are the exact choice of a majority of delegates. Delegates in the constituency. Now, what can I say? Impenophobia bana say yeah chance. It can be organized. We be to me confirm person may say to pursue a certain interest. I don't think say it is for me no. And yes scientific. It's not say no na omugina so e dey say I don't think say it's scientific. Or is it even fair to others? Almost so aye adwuma constituency bi. Asempa FM. At least your core primacy. Omo ne Kwasa Brown. So
yeah, Kwasa Brown pen
the billboards no crowd no. Everywhere. One show you make us look like contest yes. In fact the billboard be wo if say Yamransa Janshi kakra kapa.
Yeah, Yamransa and a man seems
in fact Mfantseman interior why because I name we no bosh into one me call crowd na kesi gwan over here do kwan so about kopie baby crowds we rem ho. To be honest the billboards na dia ACC ho. Into he deployed. Because my year we nyina na
and the picture on the billboard was really
nice,
good.
Very nice.
Very nice picture.
Say ono so wo ho na oye major stakeholder we invest say na sasema ba. Me just ono so be ne ya. Na say akwenya bedaw say be fa For instance, I cinema home can say at least 10 days.
Yeah.
We bet me the decision. I think it was only fair that you give all interested parties an
the opportunity
to, if the woman emerges based on popularity, I will say nipa chanting, then everybody accepts it.
Okay.
But
okay.
I think it's a Nkomodia as a both parties. I'm not saying out the MPP for criticism. I had the BSc and this model. It has its own implications. But so what should I say? Parliament, you must show a certain metal. I said to me, Chese, who are Bobby, I'll bet me the aqua. I think it's a meritocracy and fairness. Any democratic approach in Beboa. I say, unless a beer, so would be quite to say a month from that. Based on assembly in that one concerns at the end of filing process, and I said, if I'm open over, then the rules show say, I'm not but if say, shall see now, we see a month will be home quite. Some more because as some at the end say is here. Meaning they say it is in tandem with the fencing.
Best practices and the tenet of democracy.
I will ABBA, but we can still go through proper process to ensure that we preserve the fencing principles of democracy.
Mamena say, "Inti fellows kwacho for suni attain and kano or no the parliamentary candidate for the NDC will Abra Sebu Kwaman Kesi constituency in the central region. Inti the interest was ansemi mo Honorable Andre Japamesa." Aba beka nsa inti mekɔ ne ho akwa busa no ɔno nso na adwenche he is a certain member of parliament he understands some of these things and mekɔ akwa busa no said the nyoma esi eteba there are some messages are mekan while we set up ne mic na afi wedding we say contest in the context of the circumstances such as time constraint relative to internal competition some 2 months to a general election is not a desirable option. Felix Utier, or say contest. Yeah. Contest in the context of the circumstances, such as time constraint, relative to internal competition, some 2 months to a general election, is not a desirable option. Realpolitik. The general principles of democracy notwithstanding. Abdul Malik Kwekubako. This one says, okay. Kindly get us Felix's comment when the widow around Dodowa contested Dr. White. Obi our party constitution talks about selection of candidate, not elections, so no one has erred. This is for purposes of education. I don't understand. So, okay, in the primaries I work on a selection. Lawyer Mesa, them not her.
Article 12 of MPP
Constitution, yes.
Also, selection of parliamentary candidates. Constitution.
Okay.
In
the Article 12,
the process is
also selection of parliamentary candidates. Yeah, but one they say no member shall be nominated or endorsed as the party's candidate in any parliamentary election. Also, no member shall be nominated or endorsed.
Thank you.
As the party's candidate in any parliamentary election. Yeah, two. Nominated or endorsed.
Thank you. Until you're hindering the way.
My way is here. Say your nomination.
No, or your endorsement.
Of the handpicking the endorsement.
Yes.
But endorsement.
Yeah.
Under what circumstance endorsement over? Oh, how about this now? Endorsement.
Okay.
Prime Minister. I mean, was Sempa constituency.
Yeah.
What file nominations? I mean, my family that I will not do to pay. Into work, I won't say that. And branded then you should be endorsed.
Yes.
No.
You should have acclaimed.
No, thank you.
You should be acclaimed.
And so what is endorsement?
Endorsement in a party we choose to be there on contest.
So how is that
as opposed to an elective process? That's my understanding. Because I read the first line now.
Yeah.
Almost 2 options for selecting a candidate.
No member shall be nominated or endorsed as the party's candidate in any parliamentary election unless the member has been selected in accordance with the provisions of this article.
Thank you. And see, selection, right? I can kwasa the national executive grant or discretion. Of course, default you go through a competitive process.
Yeah,
that's the default.
Yeah.
And be assured the NDC constitution now, so because the venerable Kwekubako the message you're sending. Context is key. Circumstances key. waka trop na brome akoto aba na yen candidate unfortunate situation that will befall party no
Asempa FM.
man yeko boy primaries no matter how short the period is a boy primaries will be give him an opportunity to go around and meet all the delegates and sell his message. That many we in any event yen party the constitution and can no spell a time frame crowd within which are all the to me parliamentary nominations na yewi.
Yes.
But because of these kinds of eventualities, unforeseen circumstances, yen constitution normal national executive latitude to exercise discretion. And see, of course, exercise of the discretion, we know what's now
Consultation.
Thank you very much. Between the period that Eko unfortunately passed and today. Bear in mind that he fell only one day to the close of nominations.
Yes.
Of course, any electoral rules on my home, there's a candidate or and now be crowd withdraw a certain number of days before the election. EC.
Grace period of 10
Thank
days.
you. 10 days, ma. Where your process, for nominations are open, then all those kinds of things. So, would have all wished that Eko was around to contest the election because it was a safe and guaranteed seat for the new patriotic party.
With Eko as candidate.
Brother. Now, Obi only contest, you know, no, go 2016 now. All kin mu correct so. It's not a setting, but God knows best. Obi till date, muntu me recover you. I have not even made any comment on his person because I still can't bring myself to believe that with him. Indeed, then the moment His Excellency the President, no parliamentary delegation, was when it began to sink in. Even though men who pictures made say news reportage, of course, weekendy yeah. I just can't bring myself to believe that someone will see. But like they say, life must go on. And see, party no.
The party has made a choice. Ophelia Hayford, MP in a year. You support that decision?
Absolutely. Because party don't take a decision in vacuum. Honestly, now, Uncle Kweku's message or send it brown. We'll repeat it. The context and circumstances are critical. Sabiwa, yan brother, Shamantia Jaku, Onion baby Kway. Within the context and the circumstances, so are primaries.
Yes.
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 Were primaries. But
for Lydia Seyram.
Thank you very much. In the run up to the by-election, there was primaries. However, during the nominations for the 2020 general election, party no exercise discretion. BM there because of the timer also called primaries and the next primaries that are available. Them constituencies were exempted from the process. And so party no will endorse her as the sole candidate. Because we're not only 2 months to a general election. See, circumstances, the context, is always important. And yet, the party no constitution, the provision.
But Felix makes a point there. This is not like an MPP thing or something across the board, at least in the 2 major political parties. And he believes, and I think that many other people believe that Mobo, there, say, kodo with them trend now, it might go against meritocracy. Because when MPB were, no, then year not
necessarily.
But the trend has shown that, at least in the last 3-4 examples.
You can rest assured that or to you, may God forbid. Right? Or your case by case.
Yes.
Maybe I'm not political active. And so no she's not interested.
But say you're a policewoman.
A biswa and a policeman I want to have. You don't know the role that she plays as MP's wife in her relationship with delegates and no one can nankasano, activity, albeit within the confines of Ejumoye and the extent to which Obotu Wako in active politicking. Yenti Gromana IGP special assistant.
Yeah.
OJ police out of the blue, Okoko contest the parliamentary primaries or and this one ticket to that. So really, I mean, why before that was he politically active? But I'm saying that yes, by and large, many Felix Yajin, the process of competition at all times ought to be encouraged. But case by case situations by rise or the worship, the merits and demerits of each case. Na party no take a decision. And Waka, look, indeed, some no crano onye interested. Na party no one selecting. Na say Kosa Brown na what's on kwa. Somebody could legitimately argue that no, maso na more interest. But na me feel the MP wako one time pe. Inti na maso man offer more to contest. Into one na ebia onye dan. And it will be legitimate. And at what point? Now, you may take a decision relative to particular context and circumstances are obeying you to the benefit of the party. In some moment, they say, and now one ebon deura and come up can me say official party position. But mo trust
yes.
Mo trust fine. And the I can take your word for it.
Yeah, you have to.
Now, I congratulate Mameno even in the midst of her sorrow. The way you could do. Now, why you had to there represent Mfantseman for we be no kunna name no we be jume zot dam. Obi, ye ne jume yewa. Oh, dino.
MP Jumana.
I'm telling you.
And they be our product
because somebody has to do it. Say, Eshe and some na the surrounding circumstances. It's a tough environment.
Yeah.
And say relating to a corner story I walk the merely on account of the fact that he was a member of parliament. No was singled out. Shot him dead. It's tough.
That's what the eyewitness said.
That's what at least the police investigation so far
we prove.
And Obi, it will be expected there. Say akwa to incident be do them to disclose your identity cannot be blamable. And the Obi are tough. And yes, some nana what can work.
Abuano. Baba Enyim, so there
and
so the news should come as a good news to you. The Interior Minister said one police for say at least in the interim.
The Interior Minister can some even at the broader national security level.
Yeah.
Nor narrowing in to specific to MPs. Last week Thursday, KB was Sky FM in common. Must say on them there, or yeah, if you like, a benefit or a privilege are a beneficiary. You are often accused of being self-centered. But Obi, Ghana ain't Ghana fool. And if as someone were to Ekowi, ought to be busy, regardless of whether he's MP or not, I'll be pained. And yes, I agree there. General security. Obi, intersection be able to be white post be a one mountain.
Yeah. Cameras be now
CCTV cameras. Moko London first time. Mo Legon. With the long vacation, any work. Every corner met Tenny Biano, I saw CCTV cameras. I was like, Abba, Ikrosuna, intrusion, or to them, they be bending behind the cameras. Until one evening, one young man, go get time on this shopping center in your Bribina or Chade. Mamu had them kepu. Now, white boys be attempted to attack me. Now, when I turned around the moon there, Nkofo 4 was around them. The next I heard was footsteps. Running footsteps, running. Security men or club Muati on their screen. The boys was around Kodaki or Abuano. No obe savage him. Ope black cab mamo nimshim na pa. That was when I began to appreciate the essence
of those cameras.
In the moment that way you be Wagana Hano. Obi, or you need some. Or send there clearly, you need manpower. You need the wherewithal able to you deploy police force on the beat in every corner of our country. But you mentioned the technology. Since there's a digital addressing system, oh yeah, Juma. At least for the people who use it. Yen abandon digitization agenda will start to roll out. No, so something CCTV cameras as CCR one mountain across the length and breadth of Accra, and I know that the program is intended to be nationwide. So clearly, Obobua in several ways in police vulnerability to investigate crimes. And I also Ekwakobo Krona naked the Bonbi ne Emude Bimebe Fibia Kamaleshawa. And that in itself would lead to a reduction in the incidence of crime. So it cannot be. And you see, Felix, sometimes Mijitum opposition party they blame is the easiest thing to do. But what's our track record? It wasn't the case that now crimes in Siwa. And it's not as if they abandon your bay on your so to deal with the issue because it's so visible everywhere you drive in this town that government is working to deploy technology to deal with some of these issues. But to sit here and say that CCR crime was considered, no, I base statistics in CCR. 2016 year, among 2015 poll. Ghana police one data. 4 armed robberies on the average per day. You were in government. But look, it's not exciting to go there because human lives are at stake. Inti rather no, yema yanon komono on generate a certain reaction. Obama investment aban odo yewo areas oba boye nano. You focus on them side no. Rather than playing the blame game and making your opponent or government seem bad. Because unlike you when you're in government that did not deploy technology to deal with these kinds of incidents, clearly we have seen signs of a government that is working to ensure there, yes, unfortunately, it been maybe see yen to me and resolve it to date. And you can list a plethora of cases that also have not seen resolution when you are in government to date. And so how do we then empower our state security, Ghana Police Service? And I'm a papa there is excellence Wama IGP ultimatum. That not only this, all the crimes that have gone on, you guys ought to up your game. Ewa, they make sure they brought some closure. Onto Mfantseman panemba, but at least yet perpetrators on aswa. That is where you big start the enya some deterrent effect into the future. Me na obi. To me yatne en mani muna.
Mate.
Mode no yetumi aye.
Wetumu aye lawyer Andrew Japamesa and Amoten and Ekosiisen suni higher Asempa 94.7 FM inti lawyer Andrew Japamesa MP secondary constituency Owaha representing the NPP and a fellow squachu for parliamentary candidate Emma NDC Ewo Abrase Bukwaban Kese and also Ewaha representing the NDC. And they said they had two my name nation building update 5:30 p.m. Pepe from the Academy of Art and Sciences into and the education minister would have his turn to update the Ghanaian people on achievement abenyi etreso motimi aye in the education sector the bebremo live into 5:30 pepe de yen komono ebeba area. Mesan so abba Felix. But before that, let me read this statement briefly. Nafi yen twas way a statement from the NPP. The NPP serves notice to independent parliamentary candidates that they have forfeited their membership of the party and comment those who failed to go independent. And that's the title of the statement. I can just first two paragraphs on the ADSC. The NPP wishes to serve notice to the few members of the party who decided to file as independent parliamentary candidates that they have automatically forfeited their membership of the party from the very day they filed with the Electoral Commission to contest pursuant to Article 3(9) of the NPP Constitution. Equally, by this constitutional injunction, any member of the party who supports or campaigns for an independent parliamentary candidate ahead of the forthcoming general elections also automatically forfeit his or her membership of the NPP. The party has noted that the Member of Parliament for the Fomena constituency in the Ashanti region, Honorable Amwako Andrew Esiama, who was elected to Parliament on the ticket of the party, has filed to contest as an independent candidate. By so doing, he has presumably vacated his seat in Parliament. Pursuant to Article 97(1)(g) of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic. For the avoidance of doubt, the said article of the Constitution states that, quote, a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament to join another party or seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent member, unquote. The party has therefore taken the necessary steps to inform the Speaker of Parliament of the above circumstances for appropriate action to be taken. In the other say, it is on your MPB.
That's what it means.
The NPP also wishes to use this opportunity to commend all the members of the party who had contemplated to go independent but reconsidered their decision in deference to the supreme interest of the party. Such display of loyalty and patriotism to the party can never go unnoticed, and the party duly acknowledges, saying, in particular, the party salutes Honorable Mercy Adujemfi, popularly known as Amase, the NP for Akwetia constituency, for paying heed to wise counsel and deciding not to file as independent candidate, but to rather support the party's 2020 parliamentary candidate for the Akwetia constituency, Mr. Ernest Yaokumi, to retain the Akwetia seat for the NPP. And the statement goes on and on and on and on. But I think the most important part of the statement, and I'm the Amamo no. Ekosiisen the higher Asempa 94.7 FM. Let me see the few messages. Good afternoon, Obi. The 200 police personnel to serve as bodyguards to our MPs is in the right direction, but can never solve the ongoing insecurity in the country. The fact is that Nana Akufo-Addo has failed and must be voted out from power. Let all join the rescue mission to vote the visionary leader John Dramani Mahama to take us from the wilderness to the promised land once again. Alfred Kojo Tradels Ekanidin and the way are praying. The birthday boy Nana Hesi Ojiri says, Obi, sometimes the hypocrisy of the NDC leaves much to be desired. Ask Felix, when the NDC parliamentary candidate for Shayo Sudoku died, did they open primaries to impose the wife? Oh, that's a Felix can say, so he didn't single out the NPP. He doesn't. I mean, there's
a robotic posture. You see, they don't listen. Oh, maybe. They don't listen. So I must say, into we analytical. Say you would see a program up as or contribute to I say would see. Then you make a contribution. Now when you're pre-programmed, say simply because I am in a making, you must come and cite an unnecessary example. That me and Kasa must cite to make a say both parties, in my view, no. Are setting a precedent about the hard because the everything say I feel no said you make us samba say MPB ata nukunu anani and so now we are now you are removing a critical element your choice so I must say into make us say both parties should watch it but eja onti he won't even listen before making a contribution to Babeka. In any event when they say that alone justifies what the MPP should do say be MP before no the end is for Bayer normal social media. And is that what they are? But there was a point in having opposing political parties. So really, what are we on about? Maybe you should say it doesn't matter the time. Now, many message can be about time.
Asempa FM.
And I say, if you say in this instance, yeah, we better say, oh, Nanka Miso, the person contest, but I'm to say MP no uncle back on. But the argument there is that there will be a prime minister and a fair and level playing field now the other. It's an answer because Brown will have the same time as Obi on Super Sober. At least within the context of limited prime minister Muji. But I thought that you trust and it is for both parties. You trust and yes, sir, a baby yet or how I be dying so a baby a dying. Let's hear say Sabio impenidiano. And yes, Sebi a Hindi, and on a year bloodline. Sebi was over by your henny. Nase Ufrimwa. It's I say Nibojane for Munti, no about the Yibi. But say a back be mammy kibia. Ne fap fire by Nesse and an effapim Nesse, as all man for will be duamosono, and a chire opinions with duamoso. And Nuntin about to own share one. Into me, Nisse, a mere a year excuse. And Nuntin Letter Commission Ankasa, Emma provision will CI 127 must say Obi ebe file nomination as of free more.
Yeah.
Yama another 10 days extension for that particular
to make room for
Sadia. Say Adia Kosui say a consensus a party bebiara or on coins or two about Mfantseman or MPP mu. Adia tumo. Anybody make I say enkoso. No, but still, there's a no. But how was everybody given an opportunity? Exactly.
Stakeholder consultation.
You see, consultation are working. There's an element of transparency. Adia ye, and yes, ye enkeko. Eso be who sampa. Pepper ye no kuntebu akoso. Or there be a jitum. There, more idea yen yaye. Inti. So woko ye na say nipa betwa ho hia no ka say no fencing wife no voter. It's not the same as voter about prime minister.
But what makes you think that no a basis for the selection?
Oh, that's it. Obi kai.
Na say na e ka pressure.
No, pressure
but you will not But Felix, there is this message which says, considering the length of time at hand, we are less than 60 days to a general election. Any attempt to organize parliamentary primaries will come with its own challenges. Imagine if an aspirant gets aggrieved. How will the party resolve that before the elections? But our pardon Felix, because he wishes that the NDC would win that constituency.
Masa.
Say Obama.
Masa,
And anyway, Abba.
you see, sometimes you don't have to be myopic about this. And then the chair said, "Mami, finding people are not aggrieved in the constituency." We know there was no contest to. Just Yama will be who can put some rebi. So more be who can some rebi. The rules are clear. Muninamu attend this to campaign into level playing field. Just Obiawo Akwenya a pet. So as I say, into what come out could do Kugu and Kugu and Weddy. The Yan say, and she no. A muda for fine, yensi will be a changing will be answer. Sunny saying I call premise. Would you Kugua, Ubosi? Sorry, would you in Kudimua, Ubosi? Would you Kugoswa, a Jawafan sa? Nehiane say, would you to Musampa, and she no, Pepe and Nkuntebu, a bemu. But one yanisa now, basically, Okofa will be, says in Pediasa, Nuku from Minty, or Meshan and Naya. And again, I'm stressing, say, for both parties. The way and say, we'll try Sabia to. That may not be in tandem with democratic principles.
But the framers of the constitution of both parties envisaged this. And almost share into what has happened no illegal.
And I make sure NDC. A baby a tribune. Now you're selecting candidates. Now you're in your primaries. Even your presidential candidates near your primaries. Near your acclamation. It created problems for us at a point. In fact, 2000 in Kugwa idea. Many believe say a can be crowned a national reform party feel mobile. Inti Yehumbida. We've seen it before. And unti we were compelled to reform. As he has near many, Sanya Beya, Obia Beja to Musampa. Yea, no, a year a muda hofine in Sisi Obia. Sabanisana would in Kugu, Nase, Oyaso Brash, and as all independent time before air true Biaso. That one is legitimate. Obia Bejatum. And I'm beginning to say an overwhelming majority of constituents, Betias, yes, we dear. Yen Sisi Obia. It is easier to forge a united front. Obi wa or the amemne fe beji we atum. Enya ne debate beji ato so so kokan e bega se bia. Se bi onye sensitive. Obi kunu ewu na won pese obi hu nipa no momone ade ade. But beji atum, but as to whether or not obeyi no ho aye dwuma nkunimdi aba. It's another matter because nkunimdi na nyane pa wa kopa edwuma. Inti meritocracy ni kire se obi a watena party ni mu aye edwuma. Wasefata. Se ye de tu nsaniye so a sa akwenya ba mu na so ko bi obetumi aye na woman akwenya na oba no wedi nkugu abeti ase esen say obe impose candidate because of sadi we abe nti MP before I send any message without listening no they must listen e woman ka say ye die again the issue about timing na make sure say if the time is limited what does it take to organize a primary in the constituency in a limited sense?
Can you do that?
What does it take? You don't even have to print ballot papers. You bet you crash reading. Now, one my pen mark it. How many delegates now Mfantseman? No. Listen. No, you see, you will be. You will meet a basic democratic test. So I must say, at least there was a fair process. It also mean no. Why again? More being you manu sibone. I don't have anything against Sebdi Pawashre.
Yeah.
I didn't know say no na enyo be fufu. Nti me fan say mo fa say bi okosa brown so buy. Say ono na ye de ne kwa MB for de ne kwa. Nka omo eni na fa no so. How would they take it? So if time is a constraint, why must it be the widow and not any other MPP member and as any other NDC member? We must think about these things. Well, and yes, sir, we will set a precedent.
A precedent, sir.
Because what will really happen? They say, baby, MP be to be ano.
You ever consider the
I don't think it's a fair criteria.
But Mesa, that's the danger.
It's not supported by the fact on the ground.
Oh, wow.
Sarah Malhassan, she went to primaries.
Fine, but so you
so Sarah Malhassan, no primaries, no acclamation.
Primaries.
Will be contested.
Yes, 2010.
When
contested?
When am I contesting?
Check.
Say Ram.
Check.
Contested.
There were a couple of people who contested her.
Oh yeah.
What are we talking about? Fine.
Our board bid. One of the
board.
So the same thing. So the democratic test was met.
FM.
So why can't you do same?
Maybe
in
time.
And I say, what is the time considered on work? What does it take? Within 2-3 days, wait me organize the same constituency. And I say, what a month for and show interest. Over 24 hours, say, file your nomination papers. One will be at the same time. I'm going to me meetings have shown seriousness. Because a level playing field where I am perfume myself, nobody had a hint to say about, and nobody had prepared to replace anybody. It is assembly scene there. Now, a Namian say, Chana, what you say, ye be a first. So we need you one from Grata Bedan, the relationship now, Monco Abatua. You have given everybody the same time, into nobody's advantage over the other. You understand the point? Yeah. But I'm saying, oh, yes, Anna, it is a better precedent.
Felix, how
because
about...
Because ABS NDC Musoda.
Yeah.
That was Shayo Sudoku.
I know Shayo Sudoku.
And you'll be an a day.
Shayo Sudoku. Say Oklu, Linda Oklu.
Yes, and you'll be
ahead of...
And you'll be an a day. And you'll be an a day. Because I'm making this... Insunia da ahini any amanyose
any amanyose mu
ahini na sebia na obi to a ohini bi to a ne ba ehye na nan ana ne busuani ehye na nan but we no there must be an element of choice and at the process kwa e be fa so aye no because e be ye de be nwanwa se e bia me fa se president na no abetum regional minister da no abetum MPP chairman na obi a o Mfantseman se bi ne dibia no nkoso no obetumi a opposition public but on the ground can affect you. I mean, but it can work against
the other thing is, Ebiaka say elections, democracy is not all about competitive elections. And sometimes a party leadership decides, okay, or more who's or more potential, you knew Munina Casa. Say Charlie, baby, Aqua could do Munina Montias and I mean, that's all my yes.
Once I may can say Dr. Berasamwa. Sabe no ya attorney general. No ya NDC chairman at some point. No can say consensus building
is the best form of democracy.
It's the best form of democracy. That was a rational and that whole. Abra na yes selection no the candidates ba. Yeah, dream with now there was consensus. Ebia said Dr. Berasamwa can be in Kimbi. But it creates problems for you on the ground because or the amendment fenaji. Now so going to vote for you and are mobilizing to support the party is another matter. It is a one person obey Bibia Edio Habeba. Create a level playing field. That's also me, we should learn to be efficient as political organizations. Nienya say, the excuses, a year near M1. We are serious political party, one constituency. Within Sahel Limited, you can organize a process. You can have a process that
a selection
process. A Bema choice, no, Obiabeji to say it was fair. Again, my minister Sudi, I don't have anything against widow and now will be arbitrary. Okay. But a young comedian yedi. And now say in some biba now we say a year convenient and then your convenient men can create a problem for you. I'm saying it's both parties. No? If we have adopted democracy, let us adopt it fully. Obi. There's a tendency for us to that ye per se ye DBB a year of fatone ka say nunti ye but it can create difficulties. I'm saying let us not set a precedent. Ebia we are the can see one MPP mo. ABS NDC moda. Inti afoforo so hwe. Inti so china.
Baba in the NDC case no Lindo Clue one contest.
Well I can check for you. But even then, even contest no kra no. It creates a certain problem. Because obetumi aka say o se bi o niko na wato no ho emobro hu nti.
Sympathy vote.
Enye say bi ase wo di ni gina ho na wo de afoforo so ba yanka. Obetumi aye adwuma na se no. So let us agree. Say if we've chosen democracy, then let us go the full hog. But don't let us be defensive about contrary opinion about Sanema we. Now Obi Kasa, you don't even listen about the and we say BSN is my way.
I mean, I'm I disagree with you.
No problem. You can disagree. But the issue is that
you don't worry about what
the issue is that you don't also
the point is
you don't also have to necessarily agree with everything your party does.
But I agree with the position of the new patriotic party in respect of this matter. Osande, young party number nampunu, a nominations have to be for 1 month. How do you abridge it?
Where is the rule? Do understand?
So where
you are bound by electoral commission.
There are no exceptions.
Thank you. The rule is the rule.
So has the rule been met?
Remember. You see, you one kasano a contradict. That if there are a more abridge rules now, why are you disputing a process that allows the national executive to take a decision?
Because it is fundamentally undemocratic.
How is it undemocratic?
Not everybody has opportunity to participate.
Now you general election.
Oh no.
Democratic process no yeah. And the Atsna can bear 3 times. It's undemocratic. Yes, I agree. Constitutional encourage political parties no they want practice internal democracy. Your number now is directed at fostering internal democracy. But the electoral commission one CI or anticipate a certain eventuality that say nkofo filing nominations are ibi kra botum wa withdraw obi botum wa hwe no kwa. How do we deal with that situation? When nominations, one notice of election was issued in September, but for purposes of this process of opening nominations, only 10 days. And what set out rules no clearly. I'm saying that political parties want constitution no, or recognize there. Bibi dem botu we say yenko tum yede party name branding na yezaye ejuma to its logical conclusion. The masam no otu yana yebe yeden. Party name brasi sadamasam nisa national executive. Of course, 1 year consultations they won't take a decision as regard obia party no support into the general election. No problem pani on your body.
In time who there or a bad precedent.
On the make sure there. Mamo instance of Chemantie Jakun, my bosom friend. Okay, baby, in 2000 and I believe 18. There was a contest. Uncle for 5. No contest. Na Lydia Alasan Owini. Because the time was such that any general election in 2 months' time. By election, there was sufficient time that the law required for a by election to be held. And the party Nimbrano was applied. In this instance, work 2 months. Hey, now Felix, 268 communities as all constituency. Echo primaries are you expected to go everywhere and go and meet the delegates and speak to them.
But everybody has the same time.
Everybody has the same time. And then in 2 days, another 3 days, another 1 week. Clearly, it's not practicable.
So now,
I don't even know why we have to spend so much time on
That's why I made as candidate.
National executive.
National
executive.
At least, but in that instance, at least I'm a man for Akwenya. I'm on Akwenya there. Who wants one for what's the
That's the be your objector.
Oh, and I'm sure there, Ebia, you see, no.
I'm not sure. Would have. Then, would have. Your party, you would have. You
can't agree on. You may sort it. You do be a whole class, assemble, and penny for friend on your casa. They would have Jim Monka, what you what? Now, so Oko Foma, Mobayan, or Sunma. And now on ye, my wapendon, Obubra. No. If you are buying a low share. I would have asked making you mess up politics, but at least any day. Say, if we move, be also or 2 months later.
Or contester.
Or be out no once a day, the Mokrano made in Kugu. In Timbranish there, made in Kuga, or the Mokoda Modern Party. Now, na man Pina Abaka, Party Chairman Abaka, Regional Minister Abaka, influential MPs or Central in Abaka. Now, Pete with Janeka the Empina. No one's in Sado. If I impeded the moons on about the CCR, Sanabia, that should be so there also be.
Yeah.
Edge a pen won't pay you phone in you, Neko from Neke be different. A better name. About fat will party and Casa, and I mentioned the Shane and NDC. A big wait, when I'm the fat woman. And yes, if be popular acclamation. Oh, yeah, can do a popular will be a genitum. 2,000 year bedroom Kugun, and some of them will see. Inti, my young boy, you and Kade, a brilliant. I may most swim within 10 days. In the dune, say a party wants to share with the man. You go to my primaries.
I am primaries.
No, and I'm sure there. And I'm sure that them my mea wabi. Sabi unjo wan ko primaries bi aso wa image. Say boy na obi o de nkra teba. Amoso meze ba. Message wo da ba. Na ye nyina po ye ntum ye nko round or maybe 265 communities. I mean, I show them Mfantseman kwa ones and doors. In fact, every day we treatment in that Ejuma Kune Kun for Mfantseman. So I'm sure they had about 700 or 800 communities. I wonder how the MP was coping, but na okay. But at least ama akwenja ba obi abeja to me there. Ma we sininti. Obi a wa ba me bia onya akwenja nsen na yonko. But at least won see obi ara kwan. There's a new aje ho a. Obotompo wa ba there. Nwa wo hwe. Mesa azene ta Ebu emede. Now so be I am back. But at least it would have been made out of Nipa Nankasa evolution. Inti mama yam pro yahuni yambo insusu bi ngu. Osande bia ende utia me party nti. One me yandwe no hwakwan da ma Mfantefo hon Mfantseman fo Mfantepem abego Mfantepem hon eyi moto no ochire. Na otoda me yenhwe ende pe. Ni anka do we do be save sika obe save yan be nti areye. Enye dem a musuro I fear the esa oba abeda hon. The end so se obi fima ono so ne ye ananukun baba ka do mo ye ne Mfantseman wonye bi mfama na ampena na obi abutum webufo the ampin nti ayeyiyim anti na Mfantseman epene na hade ampin nti owom de party no embra no obama mo different discretion but discretion impon sabio wayen sabi impedasa eyim nyansem kakra
should not be exercised
arbitrarily there me wotum nti me yama mape nti ya besre the MP before we tie no won fa aba wasam a ye kanu na won ka ye bibia oba be ye ese bi wa da ho na wa ba be ha ho ebre bia obaba nti dem na asem nya de bia ma obi bitia obi ase bi ne kuna na ye fima obesena ne mpa won me mfa kibma me ke bi kwan no do na ombra na pressure there no wife no vote the honor the menji there
fellow question for Sunday attending Kano. There are some other issues I was here come waste greetings will be a change in camp would certainly cause a negative friction which could go against the NPP. I insist the timing is bad to have a new camp led by individuals who certainly have unresolved frictions with the late Ekos camp. Sympathy vote is key. I go with Mrs. Hayford. Fieron Onuwa Mataheko and Mrs. Hayford, the wife of the slain MP. Ne full name yabade Eko Kwansa Hayford. Ne yere Eddie Ophelia Hayford or Assistant Superintendent of Police. And we can state authoritatively say what letter come Ghana Police Service say or resign from the police service. No etimi ako contest.
But answer about other issues in there. Me say na bobete wo Mfantseman. But oye police ni. Nti me sure there na edwuma no po man ho kwan. There on fa no ho hyehye am you say.
Yes.
Nti say wan ya intumu embo no so bo there. Ebia akwenya wo no wan ya because emra na man ho kwan. But majority there e Mfantseman nda. Ye wa MPP for wo bo ho mozo party.
Asempa
FM bi wa da abo party. Ono so we nyida do o enyi som there. Nti akwenya beda ho ma. Ono so we tum wa akobi. Dem asemi besi na eyi beye akwensitima na anhye ne nkran ebu na abo nti mpanyefo baka obeja atum but oda mememfe beja atum ina odi yew owaye odi nti edwuma odo ye boa on ye mboa but se igbe ma na se oba na odi nkugua obeja atum onya bibiara engina do mo hi anye de ehye obeye no ne mo beda ho mo sunsun no biara o ebi ehye ma meka bi nkyere o
but you're fair to honor. He's not kind. He is looking at our share the bigger picture. And
na said the monko mo your first time you be.
It's what I'm not war yen krat enu.
Constitution
is watch over there say e be fima. Go in there, dem watch over krat.
Oh, listen there. Circumstances
not
determine how a party no react. In fact, in some circumstances, Krampono, it be only registered in the constituency.
What was it about?
Thank you.
Of course.
Why?
Today, man, Dr. Bamiya, MPP member, 2008,
the fact that only card-bearing member of the
No.
So you want to say that Dr. Bamiya is the
Make a lawyer is Obi. A can attack in the book now.
Yeah.
The man
chasing the elephant in
Dr. Bamiya asked me, my body says, honorable mechanic was said in jest. In him there, wobble, nipe bit there, Kedi Japan. And now Fufu woods in. There was sorry it's here, then. Okoria and MP boy, but in Joe Dinkugu, what am I about to?
Yeah.
Why not go to Wakadebia, the master of the song come home? I'm a man for what did you too? And now,
when you were him, why you
Dr. Bamiya, that was 2012.
No, by a cut with
Dunkugu. na so yɛn ko 2016 na edi nkunim na so yɛn ko 2020 a yɛbɛdi nkunim it's no problem
with 2020 won di nkunim
wɔn fa
but 2000 so odi nkunim a nso wɔpɛ ana mo boa na so nkunim ti na
2020 election ya
it's the president
eyi
wo but wɔn yɛn hwɛ yɛn ni yɛn twasa
okay Martin let's
2020 election yɛn ni nkunim a
na je bɛdi nkunim amambu tru kan ya we bu
through whose eyes
yeah bado no oye yeah bado lawyer Japamesa honorable kwachofu wonya bote lawyer Mesa wonya bote yeah bado say
policy said to young demonstrators.
Oh, now why wonya bote na microphone no off.
Free SHS.
No, what microphones no were off. No, that's me say yeah, but wonya bote yeah, bado. Ekosiisen is the higher 94.7 FM. There are lots and lots of your messages, but we get into the other issues. Yeah,